Hello and welcome to this new tutorial on Emgu CV. Sometimes we may not need to read all of the consecutive frames, rather we need to skip some of the frames and read at particular length by providing the frame number. So how we can do that in Emgu CV? Let's go into the code. I have already created a project and they configured it to use Emgu CV 3.3. If you are not aware of how to configure it, you can check one of my previous videos. Right click on the project, go to Add and Windows Form. Give a name to the form of your choice. I call it Form Frame Capture and click on Add. Let me quickly design this form so that I can read the frames and display it in the picture box. Okay, now I can open a video and double click on this open, and the first thing that I need to do is to include the Emgu CV in my project. So I'll do that by using emgu.cv.struct also. Here I'm going to define some local variables that I'll use in the code. Let's say double total frames just to store information about how many total frames do we have in the video, and then frames per second, and also I should say an integer type of frame number, that the current frame that I'm interested in video. As usual, use an open file dialog equals new open file dialog. I created the object of open file dialog, and then show this dialog to the user, and if he selects a video and he clicks OK, then the dialog result should be dialog result.OK. It means he selected a video. Now we can read it. Since we are capturing the video, so we need to create the VideoCapture class, and I name it as capture. So we will capture the video, create the object for the capture, and here I am going to pass the video file that has been selected by the user. And what I want to do is, on this picture box, I want to display the first frame. So to read the first frame, let me first create a made object. So made m equals new made, and then I can read capture.read and read this first frame into m object. Once I read it, now I can display it in picture box one.image equals to m.bitmap. So once I open the video, I just read the first frame and display it in the picture box 1, so that it should confirm that the video has been read. And a few more things over here. I just want to calculate the total frames that I have and the frames per second. So I can also do that. Frame total frame. So how can we get these total number of frames in the video is using this capture object dot get capture property, and inside this get capture property we have an enum, and from here I can say frame count. So get capture property, and I selected this enum, that is the frame count. So this one will return me the total frames that I have in this capture object. And also I want to get the frames per second. I will also do this similar way of getting it, and here I want to pass the frames per second. So using the get capture property of this capture object, then I pass this enum, particular enum that I want to read, and then it returns a double value into a number of frames per second. Till now it should be able to read the video and display the first frame in the picture box, so we can test it. So let's file, open a video, for example this news video. So that looks pretty good. I also need to set the frames per second that I want to read. So to do that, I will drag and drop a numeric up down button over here, and then I will, let's say current value is also 1, the minimum value should be 1, and the maximum that I want, the 100 frames per second. Play. The first thing that I want to make sure that the capture is not null. If it is null, then I should return. And to read all of the frames, rest of the frames, let me create a new method here. So I call it private void read all frames. And this read all frames, what I need to do is to mate m. Here I will read these frames one by one, and I need to run a while loop while frame number is less than total frames, so that I'll make sure that I'm not reading any frame out of the total frames. And here which frame number I want to read is plus equals to numeric up down dot value. I want to read every nth frame, and since this one is giving me a decimal number, I need to convert it into an integer. To int 16 doesn't matter. And now I need to tell the capture object that set the capture property, and which property I want to do is POS frames. That is the position of the frame that I want to read now should be the frame number. That's it. So when now I read the capture.read, so you can guess that which frame it will read. It will read the frame which I have mentioned or set over here. Let's say if it is every 10th frame, this one will increase by 10. So first 10, 20, 30th, 40th frame will be read. And then I can display it in the picture box one.image equals to m.bitmap. That is the all logic that we have over here to read nth frame. And since you know that this is a while loop, and until all of the frames are not read, our graphic user interface will not be updated. And to solve that issue, as I have been doing this, I'll use the async and await, and I'll provide a delay over here. So task.delay, this is 1000 milliseconds divided by whatever frames per second I have. And since it is expecting an integer, so I need to convert to int 16 and that. So this will be waiting for that amount of time. That's great. And since I have a pause button here also, I double click on the pause. I need to introduce some sort of go to code. And I need to introduce some sort of logic over here also. If it is pause, I don't want to continue this loop. I should be waiting for it. And here I'll add some boolean is reading frame. So whenever I am inside this play button, I should set this one to be true and then call this read all frames. And when I am in the pause, I should say is read frame is equal to reading frame is equal to false. And also here I need to make sure that this is reading equals true, and frame number is less than total frame numbers. I should do these activities, otherwise I shouldn't be doing anything at all. So let's run this application. We have, let's say, a Turkish video and then play it. You can see it is playing. If I increase it, you can see how fast it is reading. And if I slow it down, it is reading the consecutive frame. It means it is reading every 10th frame, for example. So that's why it is moving very, very fast. Rather, I should do one more thing. I want to display which frame is being read because I'm not sure which frame is currently being shown. I should say that whenever I am playing, I can show that in the read frame, we can say label one.text equals frame number dot toString, plus I can show that how many total we have, and total frames dot toString. And now let's run that. File, open, and let's check with an English one. So this is the first frame, played. It's normally playing. You can see 1 frame per second. If I increase, let's say 10, you can see it is how fast it is. So this indicates, let me pause it. This indicates that I am reading every 10th frame. So that is how we read every nth frame in a video, and in some situations we may not need to read all of the consecutive frames one at a time. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next video.